Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something you've probably noticed, maybe even muttered about while scrolling late at night. We're talking about one specific Hollywood star, Jason Momoa, and why it feels like he is in absolutely everything you watch. So our mission today, we've gone through this really intriguing analysis that tries to unpack this exact feeling. It's not about, throwing shade, as the piece says. It's more about understanding what his everywhereness tells us about the industry and maybe even ourselves.
Right. It's definitely a thing, isn't it? The way certain celebrities just seem to saturate everything, it really makes you ask, okay, how is this actually happening? And this deep dive, I think, offers a really fresh look at a face we all know, getting into the why behind it all.
Exactly. The big question we're tackling, inspired by this analysis, is why Jason Momoa? Why is he everywhere? And again, it's framed less as a complaint and more like a dry, almost tired observation. I mean, this is the guy the source describes as, super tall, always in tank tops and leather pants, projecting just sheer masculinity. And somehow he pulls off acting well, even when he's like talking to fish.
It's a great case study, really. We're sort of putting on our cultural detective hats here, examining this Momoa is everywhere idea, looking for the patterns, the deeper reasons, a bit like studying a rock, maybe a mildly interesting one, to figure out its story.
And when you start looking for the evidence, it's pretty overwhelming, isn't it? That feeling the source describes so well. You flip on the TV, you're scrolling through Netflix or Max or whichever one you're subscribed to this month.
And boom, there he is, again.
Yeah. It even gets to the point where the author jokes about trying to meditate, seeking calm, and somehow Momoa's still there in their head, roaring, six-pack and all. It's just this tidal wave of Momoa content.
It really is.
So if we trace it back, like the analysis does, looking at his roles chronologically, each one feels like another piece of data reinforcing this pattern. Where did it really kick off?
Well, for a lot of people, the Big Bang was Game of Thrones, right? As Khal Drogo, that Dothraki warlord, mostly grunts and impressive braids. He absolutely nailed that vibe of, I could end you right now, but I'm caught up in this tragic love thing.
Oh, totally. It just worked. It was definitely a vibe. And the source pegs that as the start of this pattern.
Yeah, the beginning.
And then pretty soon after, you get Aquaman. And he took this character that, let's be honest, most people kind of made fun of.
Right. The guy who talks to fish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he turns him into this leather-clad, trident-wielding force of nature, chugging beers, punching bad guys. The source notes makes you genuinely wonder if he might actually be some kind of sea god. It's a huge shift.
A massive transformation. And then, you barely had time to process him as the king of Atlantis. And suddenly he's Duncan Idaho in Dune. The super loyal, deadly swordmaster. Looks like he could kill you with a stare.
Right. And the source mentions that feeling. Like, whoa, okay, my brain needs a second here. Going from Sea King to sci-fi legend almost instantly.
It's that rapid succession.
And then, more recently, Fast X. Playing Dante Reyes, this completely unhinged villain. So flamboyant, so eccentric. Honestly, he looked like he was having the absolute time of his life chewing the scenery.
And that's just another one, isn't it? Another notch on the Momoa belt. Another huge project where he's unavoidable. Like that car chase you didn't ask for, but you're definitely watching.
Exactly.
And that's not even counting everything else. The source mentions TV shows like Frontier.
Right, the fur trader one.
Yeah, and see, playing a blind warrior, which is quite a concept, plus, fashion campaigns, commercials. The author jokes he's probably in your dreams, too, if you're not careful.
It does feel that pervasive. The analysis has some funny lines about where he might pop up next. Like, half expecting to see him grilling steaks with Gordon Ramsay on a cooking show.
I can picture that.
Or maybe a cameo in Oppenheimer as, man in background who knows about explosives. Or even narrating a nature doc. Behold, the majestic Jason Momoa stalking the savannah.
It captures that feeling perfectly.
It really does. And the conclusion there is, look, this isn't paranoia. It's just pattern recognition at this point.
Yeah.
So, okay, we see the pattern. He is seemingly everywhere.
Yeah.
The next logical step is why? Why him specifically? What does the analysis point to as the core reasons?
Well, the analysis boils it down to essentially three main things. And the first one is pretty straightforward. He's good, genuinely talented.
Okay.
He's got range. He can do the big drama, obviously the action, but also comedy. He can roar when needed, give you that deadpan one-liner, or just stare off like he's contemplating the universe. Directors seem to love that he's this powerful presence, but also kind of a blank slate they can work with.
So real acting chops, not just the physical presence.
Exactly. which leads right into the second reason.
I'm
He's
not
just likable.
likable.
Yeah, but not in that overly polished, PR-managed way,
Yeah.
More like, the source describes it as someone you'd probably want to hang out with if he wasn't, well, a massive movie star. There's this sort of elusive charm. You end up rooting for him, even if he's playing a total maniac or a brooding king. People just connect with him.
Okay, so talent plus that genuine likability factor. That's a strong combo. What's the third element?
The third piece, according to the analysis, is that he's a perfect cultural fit for right now, for the 2020s.
How so?
Well, think about it. He comes across as authentic. He's got a bit of mystery about him still. He's rugged. Compare that to celebrities who are constantly oversharing online or getting into weird public spats. Momoa just seems to be there, doing his job, letting the work and his sort of quiet charisma speak for itself. And apparently Hollywood eats that up, and so do audiences.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a less noisy kind of stardom.
Precisely.
But then there's the other side of it, right?
Mm.
The feeling of being subjected to this constant presence. The source really digs into that feeling of just drowning in Momoa content. The author basically says, I'm tired. Tired of keeping up, tired of seeing his face and thinking, oh, you again. I have to admit, I kind of get that feeling sometimes. Do you?
Oh, absolutely. But here's the really ironic part the analysis points out.
What's that?
He's not even annoying about it. That's almost the worst part, because he's just quiet, seems professional, just living his life, making movies, collecting those big paychecks. It makes it hard to just roll your eyes.
Huh. Right. You can't even really get mad at the guy himself.
Exactly. He's just doing his thing very successfully.
So if it's not his fault, then whose is it? The analysis kind of tosses around blame, doesn't it?
It does explore that. One theory is, well, it's Hollywood's fault. They've basically decided he's the guy, the chosen one.
Hi.
The actor who can carry any franchise, boost an indie film, lead any blockbuster that needs, him. He's become the Swiss Army knife of leading men, basically.
Okay, so the system needs a reliable star, and he fits the bill perfectly.
That's one angle. The other is, maybe it's just his own talent and marketability. Maybe he crushes every single audition. Casting directors just fall over themselves thinking, yes, him, for the gritty thriller, for the voice of the animated bear, for the beard oil commercial.
Right, maybe he's just that good at getting the parts.
It could just be that simple, in a way, a testament to how well he connects.
It really paints this picture of inevitability, though, doesn't it? The author has this funny prediction about the inevitable Momoa, the documentary, dropping around 2030, narrated by Momoa, starring Momoa, directed by Momoa, with a cameo from Momoa as himself.
Oh, I remember that line. It's perfect.
And the punchline is, the author admits, I'll probably watch it.
Of course. That sums up the feeling, doesn't it? That resigned acceptance. He's everywhere. Resistance is kind of futile, and you're just left wondering if he'll ever get a break from seeing him. The source basically concludes, probably not. He's probably booked solid for the next 10 years.
It really feels like that sometimes.
So pulling it all together, this deep dive really shows us that Momoa's omnipresence isn't just, random chance. It seems to be this potent mix of his actual talent, that widespread likability, how well he fixed the cultural moment, and, of course, Hollywood knowing a versatile, bankable star when they see one.
Yeah, he's not just a star. He's like an entire weather system. A tidal wave, like the source said. And we're all kind of just bobbing along in his wake.
A great way to put it.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. The next time you notice a familiar face popping up again where you maybe didn't expect it, pause for a second. What does that feeling, that ubiquity, actually tell you? What does it say about what we look for in stars now? Or about audience appetites, or even just your own viewing habits? Perhaps the interesting question isn't just why is Jason Momoa or any star everywhere? But what does their being everywhere reveal about the stories we want and the machine that makes them for us?